So, speaking of wrong directions, right, with like such high divorce rates in the, we'll say the United States, right? So, if a woman is asking too much of her man, right, or her expectations are just so unrealistic, the things that we talked about, we really want, is it okay? Is there a green light for him to go get fulfillment outside of that relationship?
Wait.
No.
So we're
No.
clarifying if like she's got too high
He's not
standards. Can he
happy.
go out and play?
She's too needy. He
Like
don't
if
do
they're
nothing
married
right.
or just like in general.
We can talk about
In
both.
general, I don't
I
think
would say you in a
that's
committed
right.
relationship.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
I think
there's
that's
never
wrong.
an excuse.
I
I would
mean,
say
yeah.
there's no valid reason
No.
Just have
to
a
cheat
conversation.
on your
But
life
I'm not
partner.
happy.
Just
Get
have
into
a
the
Don't
conversation.
listen
relationship
to
first.
me.
You know what I'm saying?
have
If
a
you're that
conversation.
unhappy, go down to the courthouse.
Yeah,
Thank you,
do
leave.
it the right way.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
that's how I feel on it.
Yeah, or have a conversation. I mean,
Right.
it's bare
Right.
minimum.
Because a little conversation
Can go
can
a
fix
long-
so many
can
problems.
go a long
Right.
way.
And a lot of people don't realize that because
And-
a lot of people don't communicate nowadays.
I feel like if someone's going to cheat and then blame their partner, they're not being honest with themselves.
They was probably
No.
gonna cheat anyways.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They were
That's
looking
a
for
heart
reason.
Yep.
issue. That's a personal issue. That's something you need to take care of between you and God.
And I'm
it
not-
has
I
nothing to
mean-
do with your partner, how they're
Exactly.
satisfying you or not. Because
Yeah.
if you're not satisfied in yourself, there's
Yeah.
something
I'm
wrong
not
there.
responsible
Yeah.
for anyone else's happiness.
Right.
And some people
Except
don't
my
even
own.
realize their partner's not happy.
Yeah, because they
and then the
don't
partner's
talk.
out cheating, but
You have to
they had no
communicate.
idea anything was wrong.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
conversation goes a long way.
Yeah, to me that's
definitely.
just like communication is bare minimum. Like,
Yeah,
it's
that's
like
true.
So why do women have such a hard time deciphering if their man is unhappy?
Because men don't I feel like
question.
men being with my husband, he has a terrible time communicating. And I'm a over communicator.
Yep.
So, like we have
So
to find
you're
a
a woman
common
and he's a man?
That's a stereotype, but
I feel like I have a man who can communicate quite well. So
No, my
it is
husband is
stereotype.
terrible. My mom tells me all the time, she's just like, he can't communicate. I was like, I know, we're working on it. But coming from the perspective of someone who is married to a man that does not know how to communicate, a lot of men were not taught growing up how to communicate. They're just like, why are you crying? Oh, well, it doesn't matter. Men don't cry. Boys don't cry.
Yeah.
So they enclose those feelings and they try and compress them and deal with them internally rather than coming to their spouse or to a family member and be like, hey, I'm struggling with this.
Or any
and
amount of
I just-
vulnerability.
yes,
yeah.
and none
just,
of it.
It's
Yeah.
not really
Exactly.
taught. So
That's
I think
sad.
I think that's why a lot of times you may not know. Or we
Exactly.
just assume
Yeah.
everything is fine without
Exactly.
without really initiating the conversation. Like,
Yeah,
hey, are
because
you
men
happy?
definitely
Like, hey,
they can cover up their emotions very well.
for sure.
Oh, yeah,
I mean, that's what they've been
compartmentalizing. Yeah.
taught to do
Yeah.
since they
Exactly. Yeah.
For sure.
So I
feel
feel like
like
that's why.
if we give them the safe place, if we let them know, like, you're okay to express yourself, like, I'm not going to shut your feelings down, like, they'll feel safer to communicate because they maybe are used to just being closed down,
Yeah,
shove
if you
it
show
in.
up vulnerably,
Yeah.
I mean, I think it allows other people to be vulnerable too.
Just
right?
continue to communicate. You can communicate with me, you're okay to have feelings.
But
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
also hard when they've been taught the complete opposite their
Yeah.
entire life.
Yeah.
Like 25 plus, 30 plus years, and you come in, you're 2 years in, and you're like, hey, it's okay. You can be soft with me.
Yeah.
It isn't
You
a
can communicate
weakness,
with
it
me.
isn't-
It's not, yeah. Because me and my
Yes.
husband, we're 6 years in from dating, 3 years in married. And we're just slowly getting to that point where he's just like, okay, like, I'm struggling with this. Or like,
Right.
I just need help to break this down because this is what my thought process is.
Yeah.
And I just need your input on it to help me process it.
Right.
So like it does take a very long time to get to that point. So like it's definitely hard. And I mean, if you're willing to stick in there and do it, it's gonna be a light at the end of the tunnel.